Yo, what is snap, crackling, and popping, guys? I am the Storm, and we are back here for, well, what day is it? Guess what day it is? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a fucking insurance commercial. It is Fusion Fridays. You already knew that because it is Friday. Like I told you, this thing will be weekly. Don't act like you didn't already know that because you did. And like I said in the last episode, I'm limiting it to 6 so we can have more episodes instead of fewer episodes. So there'll be 3 Fuse Corps and 3 from Cat Meth, like always. Or like we're doing now, like we did in the last episode. But last episode we started with Fuse Corp, so this episode we're gonna start with Cat Meth. And the one I'd like to start out with is one that, to be honest, is fucking insane. This thing is so dope. It's so amazing. It is just so awesome. It's so freaking cool and majestic. And, well, let's just get into it. It's Suicune fused with Articuno. How could you never want a water ice, or I pretty much call it a water flying type, to be honest, because it looks like Suicune with Articuno as his armor, pretty much. So that's how I guess they kind of fused together, and he sprung the wings, so he's kind of like, what's those things, a griffin, kind of, pretty much, yeah. And it just looks so sick because I could see him like running really fast, like extreme speeding, and then like flying, and it would just be so cool. He would be like a great heroic Pokemon to take down Pokemon like the next one I'm gonna show you, which is it would definitely be something the bad guys would try to create, and that would be it's just you'll see it next. But for as far as Suicune goes, I think he would get definitely a different kind of move, kind of like a priority water flying attack. It would definitely need a dual typing, and it would be kind of like he swim through the water and then he'd like jump out of the water while he's still wet and use that to his advantage, and he'd have like the swift swim ability kind of, but it would be a little bit different, if you know what I mean. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. But the next fusion is going to be Gigas mixed with Malamar mixed with Clawitzer. And it is so sick. And this one wants to call it a water, psychic, and dark type. I would just call this thing a psychic and dark type, to be honest. I wouldn't really say it's a water type, but it kind of could be. But I really don't think it would. And its signature move is apparently Apocalypse Cannon. So if that's something you feel like fucking with, then you be my guest. Go right on ahead. I mean, just kill yourself now. You might as well just go up to it and slit your throat, because that thing is going to destroy you with Apocalypse Cannon, whatever that does. And its special ability is Release Restraint. And that's what it looks like to me. I can't really make it out all of it, but you guys could see that because, you know, you're looking at it right now. But now if you see why I said it was definitely a evil Pokemon, I think you can kind of imagine. I'm pretty sure you can. They call it Mauser Gigas, and as for the Articuno Suicune fusion, I would have called it like Sweetacuno. I think that would have been cool, but I don't know. It probably won't be on the layout because it's a pretty bad nickname. But this is called Mauser Gigas. Wow, that's hard to pronounce. I don't know why. But moving on to the next fusion from Cat Meth is one that I promised you guys from last episode. It is one that accompanies that Scizor and Hydreigon fusion that was super sick. And this one I absolutely love. This thing would be such a beast. I would call this one either a fire ground or a fire dragon. And I see this one kind of as a fire ground because I see his leg in the air and I see him just being able to like stomp and just ripple the ground in like an earthquake. And I think he could do earthquake that way, and I think it'd be super fresh. But he could keep his fighting type moves too. So he'd have fire, fighting, a dragon type move, and a ground type move, which would be insane move pool. It would be super cool because he could take out other fighting types really easy because he has a ground type, and maybe even give him like levitate. He'd be kind of OP, but water types would still body him really easily, and you can get a water type move on a lot of Pokemon, to be honest. But this thing is by far one of my favorites as far as Blaziken goes. But there's so many of Blaziken that she makes because she's a really big Blaziken fan. And there are so many other sick ones to go. Oh my gosh. Wait till you see the one that I have planned for 2 episodes from now. It is so incredible. It's just super cool. Just wait till you see it. Just wait till you see it. And the next one is going to be Nover. It's from Fuse Corp Laboratories. Signature move Y-Wave, and it's going to be Noivern fused with Yveltal. And this thing looks really cool as well. I would definitely call it to be a dark dragon, not a dark flying like Yveltal is. It would definitely be a dark dragon. And for obvious reasons, I think this would be another one that an evil team might use. But I just think this design is really cool. But it's kind of basic in my opinion. It's really just Noivern skinned as an Yveltal. That's really all it is, to be honest. With a little bit of an addition to his freaking speakers on the top of his head, if that makes any sense. But I definitely would call him to be a dark dragon type easily. No doubt about that. But as far as like why he would have been created, I think he would have been created strictly just to stop like psychic typings and ghosts, and it would be kind of used to stop. Like I could see like this is gonna be weird, but I could see like a movie being made maybe where like the humans started fusing things together, or they tried to use like their own typings against them, like ghosts and psychic types to counter the poison and like the poison typings and shit that Team Rocket or someone would use. And I could see this thing being made to try and kind of counteract them, and it would be really hard for them to take out because he would just come in and fuck shit up pretty much. And his special ability is enigmatic. And I could see that giving it like a boost like to its speed or a special attack or its attack every time it got a kill, and it would just keep going. And as much of a killing spree as it could get on, it could go above a 4.0 stat increase since it is fusioned, and it's a legendary and a pseudo-legendary, almost pseudo-legendary. Not really, but you know, I could kind of see that being a thing. I probably didn't really need to say all that, but it was a cool idea, I guess. My final one from Fuse Corp. Or, wait, that one was from Fuse Corp. I'm sorry. My final one from Catmeth is Gardevoir mixed with Chandelure. Now, this thing right here is a badass. And I would see this thing being either a fire psychic or a fire fairy. I almost want to say a fire fairy. I almost want to say a fire dark, but it definitely does look ghost. But you could tell it's fire. I would say fire psychic because the psychic would make more sense to me than the fairy. So I'm gonna call it a psychic ghost type. Okay, no, psychic fire type. Sorry, but this one could be a triple typing easily. But like I said in the last episode, I'm only trying to stick to 2 basic types. So I would call it fire psychic. This thing looks absolutely incredible. I love Gardevoir and I love Chandelure, and I know Spectre, he really liked this one because he really liked what they did with the fusing in Chandelure and making the whole body, like even her dress, look like it's Chandelure. But you could still tell that it's Gardevoir at the same time, but you can tell that it's kind of using its psychic and fire abilities really well together. So it's almost like it came naturally to it when they got fused together, which I think is just super, super cool, to be honest. I just think it's really cool. This is one of my favorite fusions as well. I have a lot of favorites, you'll learn. I have a lot of favorites, but this one by far is just phenomenal. And you could call this thing like Gardevoir. I think that would be a good name for it, is Gardevoir. Gardevoir and Chandelure. Gardevoir. I think that sounds really nice for it. And my final fusion of the episode is I just came here and picked complete power. This thing is absolutely crazy. I can't even tell what the third one it's saying it's fused with, but I only see it shows a weird image in the bottom right corner. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing, but it's really weird. It's right there. It's like right in the bottom right below Kiram. I don't know what that is. That doesn't look like any Pokemon I've seen before. Maybe you guys have, I don't know. But this is Raikkonen, and this thing it's just a monster. I would see this thing absolutely, without a doubt, being a Dragon Ice type, hands down. Dragon Ice. But I can see it having really bulky stats and shit, so this thing is just, I love what they did with it, because they kind of put Kyurem, like, I mean, it's going to sound really weird, but they obviously froze them, but it just looks so cool, because it kind of looks like Kyurem just came on and added protection to Rayquaza, so it would bulk up its defenses even more, and nothing would be able to touch this thing for a while. I mean, and maybe even give it thick fat. I mean, Fairy, you have to bring a Fairy type to counter it. You really would. But it says its special ability is Frozen Voice, which I guess would make it be able to call in an Ice type or something, or call in extra Ice damage or Hail or something. I don't know. And then it says its signature move would be Ragnafrost, which I think is really cool because it kind of counterjicks with his name. And I can see him just like what he's doing right now, how he's opening his mouth and just kind of harnessing light, and he would just like freeze the light and kind of shoot it as like an iced solar beam. And I think that would be really, really cool. It would be like Ice Beam on steroids. Just that's what all I'm saying. This is my last fusion. I hope you did enjoy this episode. I'm sorry I had to cut back the number of fusions, but it's not that big a deal. You know, there's still 6 an episode. Still trying to make them 10 minutes. So I hope you guys really did enjoy. I really enjoy making these and showing off these awesome artworks because Catmef and freaking Fuse Corp, they are incredible. They are just incredible artists. So go check out their DeviantArts. They're down in the description. But as always, have a great and wonderful day. And if you think somebody else would like these fusions, go ahead and share this video around with them. Just be like, hey, look, this guy does awesome fusion videos. You should go check him out. And just tell him to come look at me if you think they'd enjoy fusions, that is. If you did enjoy, though, please do leave a like, as it really is supporting me while I'm on my vacation. And if you have any comments, leave them down below, and I will reply to you as fast as I can. Have a great day, guys. Peace out. Bye.